What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cal, aka Acting to me with another video on the channel, and we are back with another reaction video. I ain't gonna lie, like, the more I get on YouTube, the more I realize it's like boring in between times where like nobody entertaining is posting. So like I'm just that little placeholder until I'm like the person that y'all ain't really gonna have to wait for me to post though, because I'm usually gonna post every 2 days. Don't even mind it though. Let's get into this video. We're about to react to Dante versus Clyde, Devil May Cry versus Final Fantasy. I ain't gonna lie, I know a lot more about Devil May Cry than I do Final Fantasy, but both the game franchises are fire. And I know Dante is that nigga, so let's see. Oh shit. I'm glad I caught on to this. Y'all couldn't even hear the audio. I'm just start it back for y'all a little bit.
Humanity skills to find out who would win a death battle. It's a dangerous world out there. Cultists, demons, and evil businessmen lust for power, and every day brings a new cataclysm humanity must face.
This world may seem like the end, but for a devil hunter like Dante, it's party time! Who'd expect anything less from the son of the legendary demon Sparta?
A dark knight who, thousands of years ago, woke up to justice and sealed away the demon lord, Mundus.
But then Sparta mysteriously died, and his wife got iced by some demons, leaving Dante and his brother Virgil separated.
Despite a long-gone family, Dante...
Yo, why does everything have a comic book that I've never heard about? Devil May Cry got one. Nigga, Dispatch has a comic book. Like, Dispatch is so... Oh my god, I'm with it, bro. Episode 5 and 6. No, 6 and 7 and 8. Y'all almost got me to say that shit. Episode 7 and 8 about to be so tough. I swear to God, nigga. Boy, what? Oh my... I did not mean to pause on this nigga ass cheeks, by the way. That's what I mean.
Kept a chipper attitude and set up a business dedicated to one thing:
killing demons! And with the blood of Sparta running through him, he's the best in the business.
By harnessing his own demonic energy, Dante bolsters his speed,
Pony
power,
Red
and durability, letting him block kaiju-sized punches, move faster than a meteor,
and regenerate like an unstoppable force of nature. As long as he has the energy, he can heal from getting shot, stabbed, sliced through. Basically anything.
Even without his regeneration, he's survived heat that would reduce the layman to ash.
But no hunter is complete without an arsenal, and Dante's got one hell of a sword left by his dad, Rebellion. Plus ebony and ivory, 2 magic pistols with endless ammo clips.
This nigga's dad
they
is
say
saying
the perfect gift doesn't exist.
But Dante's full arsenal is far larger and stranger.
Like King Cerberus, a shape-shifting set of elemental...
Let's read some of the shit this nigga got, alright? Gilgamesh, isn't that like the Hellhound or whatever? I'm actually not about to read all this shit, because like it's not about to show a picture of it. But just know this is a lot of shit, okay?
Nunchucks,
we got an ebony and ivory.
Buzzsaws that are also a motorcycle.
That boy a dog.
Balrog, fiery fisticuffs for boxing and capoeira, and Navan, guitar. An electric guitar.
There's also Lucifer, a backpack of endless laser swords that Dante got after slaying... Actually, we never see how he beat Lucifer.
Yeah, you know someone's...
Swords that Dante got after slaying... Actually...
Burial had seen Lucifer many times before. Just as Burial ruled the fire hell, Lucifer was a king of another section of underworld. He knew him. He was a noble demon who would never do humanity's bidding. I dealt with him on my last job. Got this after I won. So that just means that he beat him, but he's just off-screen Lucifer. That's crazy.
We never see how he beat Lucifer.
Yeah, you know someone's a badass when they off-screened the actual devil.
That's
then there's my
crazy.
fave, Dr. Faust, a sentient head that turns Dante into basically Orville Peck. Oh, and shoots crystallized demon blood.
Dante needed this and much more when he got a warm welcome from the brother he thought long dead. In a twist of fate, Virgil was alive, but went down a very different path.
While Dante was partying, Virgil studied the blade, seeking the power he needed to exert his will. Even
and you wanna know what? Like, dynamics like this, nigga, I would be fucking heated, like IRL. Imagine, boom, you training your whole life with passion, and like pretty much based off of what you grew up around and shit, training the hardest and like the top of everything. Then your like brother, who doesn't really do shit, but he's still just as strong, if not stronger than you, just like pulls up and beats your ass. That shit would be so, like, realistically speaking, that shit gotta be the most frustrating shit ever. Cause, like, your brother don't do shit, and he hasn't put in nearly half as much to work as you, but he just, no. That could just be envy, though. That could just be envy. I'm not envious of no nigga, but I would definitely be like, damn, nigga. Well, that shit said, took me 3 years, white man did it in a week. You ever heard of that quote? That's how I'd be feeling.
Killing his own brother, something he came close to doing in their first meeting.
But the defeat only spurred Dante's awakening. He learned to teleport using Trickster, slow down time through Quicksilver, and double team foes with Doppelganger.
With a slick pose and the right timing, he can royal guard dang near anything, then use the absorbed energy to armor up as a dreadnought.
And then there's Devil Trigger, a super form Dante achieves through his supernatural power. By tapping into his inner demon, Dante can fly and gains an enormous boost in speed and power.
Naturally, his rematch with Virgil went very differently, and that was far from Dante's peak.
When Mundus got up to his old tricks, Dante battled the Demon Lord in a vast sea of stars, a universe Mundus created on a whim. Even later, Dante one-shot a stronger alternate future Mundus who had completely merged with the demon world.
So he's kind of a big deal. Literally, Mundus became a living universe just for Dante to shoot him in the face.
That's
then
fucking
there's
wild.
Argosax,
He just
a
destroyed
god
the
so
universe.
astronomically intense, he had the power of every other demon in existence, a divine deity of the sun that Dante also shot in the face.
Oh, that guy! I completely forgot about him.
Funny, so did Dante. Despite how powerful Argosax was, he was just an insignificant Tuesday to Dante.
So it's safe to say Dante had become the strongest around. But no amount of style, pizza, or wahoos could fill the hole in his heart. Sure, Virgil was a power-hungry weeb, but he was still his bro. Beneath Dante's antics, killing the last of his family kinda messed him up.
Until he learned his family wasn't as gone as he thought. It turns out he had a nephew, Nero.
Nero
Dante
tough.
would help get into the family business in his own unconventional way.
And for dead weight, Nero was pretty badass, even helping Dante take on the so-called Demon King Urizen. Nero's Devil Breaker arm can fire light-speed lasers that Dante and Virgil have dodged.
Dante and Virgil can already dodge lasers in their base forms, but when charged with enough demonic energy, they can outright blitz beams over 11 times faster than light.
Nero even
See, like, the fact that Dante got all this shit, and, like, this nigga's literally broke. I'm gonna just let y'all niggas go, like, let y'all know me going into this video. The prerequisite in my mind is Dante is going to win. If he doesn't win, I'd be surprised. But I don't know nothing about Clive, so I'm not about to, like, you know, but that nigga Dante been that nigga for a long time. This nigga not beating him. This nigga not beating Dante. That's all I'm saying.
survived getting melted down while inside a living statue. It's a long story.
And that's the same sort of regeneration that Dante has, meaning he can survive
And
being.
you wanna know what's crazy? This is the worst way you could come out of the sword.
And that's the same
Like, look,
sort of
niggas coming from the
regeneration that
blade
Dante
through the
has.
fucking hilt. You see that bulky ass hilt, nigga? You just opened up more parts of your body. You should have just, like,
Meaning he can survive being turned into a puddle.
So Dante was ready when Virgil somehow returned. Again. And made an apocalyptic demon tree for what else? More power!
With the entire world now on the line, Dante had to get serious and fully embrace his human and demon sides alike by stabbing himself.
Holy shit, Dante has been impaled so much, he decided to make it how he powers up. So he got his greatest weapon, Devil Sword Dante, and became Sin Devil Trigger. This is Dante's demon energy at its peak. He can fire lasers with Loose, obliterate with the fires of Judgment, and surpass even the legendary Sparta.
But although Dante was totally a match for Virgil, neither of them would budge on their ideals. Both were destined to duel until one was dead forever.
But thanks to Nero and two well-placed bitch slaps, they got some sense knocked into him.
Dante realized that if he couldn't make Virgil abandon his ways, he might as well keep an eye on him. In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld.
You can choose your friends, but not your family. But if that's what it takes to keep Virgil safe, or rather to keep the world safe from Virgil, Dante will deal with it. And all things considered, he's happy slugging it out with his bro. Maybe happier than he's ever been.
Proof that as long as
Love
you
to
have
hear
the
it, man.
human drive, even hell can become a paradise sweet enough that a devil may cry.
Man, even the devil may cry.
Whiz, it's an emergency! This fight's gonna have a banger soundtrack, but my headphones
Hey, W ad.
drawn.
And its prince. Sit down as we tell the tale of the kingdom of Rosaria and its prince, Clive Rossfield, a man destined to be a dominant, the host to a mighty guardian icon.
That's fucking
Anybody
crazy.
who's a dom can draw on magic life juice called ether, becoming a big scary monster.
And commanding the element they embody to create storms,
Bro,
slay armies,
only Final Fantasy I really played was like Final Fantasy. It was either 6 or like the one after that. You're not about to catch me saying that shit on this channel, bro. Not no more, at least. But I either played Final Fantasy 6 or the one that followed 6 up. Right. And that shit was tough, but like the thing that annoyed me about like Final Fantasy in general, because like main reason I played that shit because it was for free on PlayStation Plus. Nigga, that is literally the only one them niggas have like on PlayStation Plus after that ass. Like I played the other one, it was like with a nigga that looked like Sasuke. And that one just like the moment I started playing it, the shit went away. So I don't know. Final Fantasy Fire though, that's actually a game I really want to get into. And I remember I even watched like a video game diagram, like video game breakdown of it, of like Final Fantasy, like complete lore, bro. In my home, like while I was watching it, my homeboy was telling me, hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Final Fantasy lore is not like, what's the word? It's not. It's either congruent or like choreographed. Bro, what's the word? It starts with a C. Karen, what? Hold up. Like, I gotta really think about this shit. Chronological. Okay, I got it eventually. Final Fantasy lore is not chronological, so like you could see a bunch of Final Fantasies and none of them really correlate except a couple of them. But I don't know how true or false that is, so let me know
and
down
split
below.
the sea. Dominants are forces of nature, and Clive would be the dominant of the Phoenix.
Well, he was supposed to, but Big Bird said no thanks and instead picked his sick little brother Joshua. Parents don't play favorites, but I guess ancient monsters can.
Despite the rejection and a deep loathing from his mother Annabella, Clive and Joshua were only kind to one another. Clive saw the bird in his brother Boar and accepted his blessing of the Phoenix in hopes of becoming Joshua's shield.
Meaning he learned a bunch of magic. He can shoot fire, teleport with Phoenix Shift, and took down this beast before he was even out of puberty.
Even without magic, Clive's a capable swordsman, able to boost his speed and perception with precision dodge. But it wasn't enough when Annabella betrayed Rosaria for the Empire of Sanbreque. In one night, Clive's knights, people, and his own father were slaughtered before him.
Quick, someone use a Phoenix down!
Those aren't in this game.
Well, that's unfortunate. But the Phoenix icon sure is, because the trauma of everything made poor Joshua lose control.
Clive wanted nothing more than to help his brother, and perhaps this desire awakened the icon that was in him all along, the fiery beast, Ifrit.
Boy, is Ifrit a wild one. Just standing nearby will incinerate the average Joe. It can make fire barriers, regenerate lost limbs, decimate foes with a flaming spirit bomb, and shatter a walking mountain.
The downside being Clive couldn't control it. He didn't even remember becoming Ifrit or battling the Phoenix in a fight that reduced everything.
Bro, like y'all see this fucking gameplay? I'm a young man's obviously, so I've grown up in the era where games have like always been kind of high quality and cinematic. But bro, just even seeing how they still consistently manage to get better and look this fucking great, like I genuinely want to play Final Fantasy. And I am, after like I'm done with Dispatch, I want to start a playthrough on the channel. And I was thinking about it being The Last of Us. So if you're a subscriber of the channel, or if you plan on being a subscriber of the channel and you would be interested in that, let me know. But if you're not interested in that, let me know what else you guys would like to see me play, because I'm like trying to get more gaming videos out, you know. But that shit look cinematic as fuck. I couldn't just be silent while watching that.
Cinders, leaving Joshua presumed dead.
If that wasn't bad enough, dear old Ma found him the next day and made him a slave to Sanbreque's army. Clive spent 13 years wallowing through life, searching for Ifrit's host for revenge, only to learn the one he wanted to kill was himself.
This revelation hit Clive like a phantom train. He thought death was all he deserved for taking the lives of Joshua and so many others. Even so, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. No, not like that.
Thanks to his friend Jill, the outlaw Sid, his doggo Torgal, and a very therapeutic battle with his self-hatred, Clive learned to carry the torch for his brother, fighting the real problems plaguing his world: crystals and racism.
In the world of Valisthea, prejudice is alive and well for bearers. Basically, anyone who can use magic without special crystals.
So what better way to dismantle the system than to help fellow bearers and destroy the mother crystals ruining the planet, all while picking up some nifty abilities.
Through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with sharp slashes and sharper talons. From Sid, he received Ramuth, so he could summon lightning.
From his bae Jill, he got Shiva to freeze lava and even time itself. With Titan, he can block and absorb blows with earth-shattering fists. From this dragon prince, he got Bahamut and some deadly lasers.
And through Odin, he can slow the flow of time and slice apart the fabric.
Deadly lasers.
And through Odin,
For 1 second after activation, time slows down for everyone except Clive. I ain't gonna lie, the way they said that shit, I'm not gonna lie, this nigga Clive is not winning. If I'm being 100% honest with you. He's not winning. Like, as much as I don't like, making assumptions before it shows the fight, I know how Death Battle could be, like, how they'll skew. Like, I'm just not saying Death Battle is just not, like, always credible in the shit that they say, But, Clive, he getting cooked. Because, yeah, he could slow down time, but so can Dante. And I assume it's for more than 1 second. And I assume, as well, if he could slow down time for 1 second, Dante could still probably move within that time if he's faster than the time being. I don't know. There's going to be some way around it.
he can slow the flow of time and slice apart the fabric of space.
That's not even a crazy
Looks
piece.
familiar.
With these powers, Clive stepped up to lead the Bearers, and even reunited with Joshua, who was alive all along. Surprise!
Clive spent 5 years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well. Yeah, that way, but also through Ifrit. By using part of Ifrit's power, Clive can set himself aflame, activating Limit Break to boost his abilities.
But Limit Break is far from Clive's limit. After absorbing the Phoenix essence from Joshua, he became Ifrit Risen. Now fully in control of the monster that had tormented him, he embraced his role as a shield for his brother and friends.
Just in time to battle in space, block a planet-wiping blast, and overpower this dragon at the speed of light.
That's no exaggeration. Ifrit Risen is literally stated to move at light speed. Not surprising when Clive has intercepted lasers over 3 times faster than that, and overpowered Omega, a god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation.
But what made Clive strong enough to do all this? Besides the majestic man cleavage.
Turns out Clive's birth was orchestrated. He was intended to become the vessel of Ultima, an ancient, all-powerful being that created humanity, but abandoned them after they developed free will.
Meaning everything that happened was the fault of one person. God, the bastard! But
so you telling me, bro, I want to play Final Fantasy so fucking badly, nigga. You telling me the reason that this nigga's existence is even the thing is because God got mad that niggas started thinking for themselves? I mean, realistically speaking, though, that's not too far off from, the Christian Bible. Because, it wasn't, it's not like we didn't have free will necessarily, but, we weren't supposed to become as aware as we are now because they had ate that apple or whatever. I don't know. I don't even follow that religion. I'm agnostic, so, but that's fucking crazy. This game was so fire.
Clive wouldn't be a puppet. If God was in the way of humanity's freedom, then God was gonna die.
Easier said than done.
No shit!
Ultima was stronger than anyone Clive had faced, able to warp all of reality to create a universe. But Clive had a secret not even Ultima foresaw. Over his journey, he developed a special state of mind, Logos.
aka someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness,
Logos.
aka
That which separates humans from animals and is given shape by consciousness, that's the literal definition of will. Okay.
someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others. Okay, that sounds like anime friendship crap, but trust me, it made Clive a badass who could surpass his limits, getting
He pretty
stronger
much got a
over the
spirit
course of
bomb
just
put in his
one
body
fight.
though.
So much so that, despite struggling against Ultima initially, by the end of the fight, Clive took out Ultimalius, a more powerful amalgamation of Ultima and his entire species, all while Clive was in his base form.
Ultima literally became Ultima squared, but Clive still kicked his ass. Using his bonds with his brother, his friends, and his unbridled will, Clive killed God in a giant 999,999 damage punch. Okay, so it really was the power of friendship after all. Man, this guy's got a future in shonen.
Well, except we don't really know what happened to Clive. Whether he lived or died, though, doesn't really matter. It was his journey and the world he created that made his life meaningful. Clive's dream of a future where everyone can live and die on their own terms had become a reality.
And his stories were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rossfield, which he titled Final Fantasy.
Okay, so Clive is definitely getting fucking washed, but I want to play Final Fantasy badly after seeing that shit. So like, win-win situation, I guess. I already was going for Dante. I already knew Dante
The
was
battle's
going to win,
coming up
but
next, so call your winner now, folks.
Fantasy game.
App in pick.
Gambling, 8 new picks. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
This nigga's killed one guy, bro.
Time for a
Or like a couple, bro. I ain't gonna lie. There's no way, bro. If Dante manages to lose this fight, Death Battle immediately loses so much credibility from me. Like it's already not very credible, and niggas be getting mad at me because of the takes I be having on these videos and shit when it comes to Death Battles. But genuinely, bro, if Dante loses this fight, Death Battle immediately has no credibility. Like this is if that's the case, this is just like. I mean, I already watched their videos for pure entertainment purposes, but I also like watch them to learn more about the characters and see how strong they is, and like they just incredible in that. So, yes, chill.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble, and I'm in the business of dealing with trouble.
Leave now. I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
This straight oil farming, bro.
Fancy yourself a bard?
Like Dante not taking this serious, bro. There's literally no way Clive beats him. Like actually, bro. Like I didn't even mean to pause during this fight. Y'all niggas probably like, y'all know, sighing and like getting upset with me about to click off the video. I assume most of y'all didn't even watch it this far though. But nigga, Dante, like, he has to genuinely be one of the most aggravating people to go against. Like, not just like the shit I said earlier, but like, this nigga genuinely doesn't really take shit seriously, and he beating your ass. Like, there's nothing more annoying than a cocky nigga that's actually could back that shit up. You gotta aim to be a cocky nigga that could back everything you do or say up. But like, this nigga Dante is just hell nah, bro. He's moonwalking in lightning, my nigga. Like, that's not even an exaggeration of what he would do.
No hiding in the shadows anymore, Smokey.
What the fuck is that?
Time to see the light.
This is such a fire animation though. Like, why is this nigga on the motorcycle? Oh my god. Clive, what are you feeling like? I don't think he dead with that, but like...
Still holding out on me? Let's see what your monster can really do!
So the devil cries for more. Let's give him everything we've got! Joshua!
And like, the thing is, like, realistically speaking, how would Clyde beat this nigga? You know? Like, he has the embodiment of the Phoenix, or whatever, right? Like, the Phoenix, in mythology terms, is like a bird that tricked the sun god into believing it was dead and got brought back to life and became them, but like, not even, yeah. I learned that from Dispatch, actually. So, how the fuck would, like, how would he beat a demon with fire? That's the main thing I'm like, you know? Like, oh yeah, I control the most strong flame in the world, or like, the universe, the cosmic, like, the existence of flame, I'm as strong as it. And like, then you're going against a demon who, like, lives in, you know, it's just odd.
Underestimate you!
How would they expect niggas to click both of them buttons at the same time? And he only got an SS for that shit, not even the triple S. Dante, stop acting like you hurt, nigga.
Please. Just once. I need more.
It's been a bash, Smokey. Jackpot!
I need every...
No way they're about to make this nigga win.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
After a fight like this, that guard'll be nothing.
I'm not even upset about this shit, because I assumed they about to do this. They was about to do this shit. But there's literally not a single feat that they really showed us that showed that Clive could beat this nigga Dante. Like, let that sink in. Niggas in the comments probably about to try to disprove my take as much as possible. But there's literally no way, realistically speaking, Clive was about to beat Dante. This nigga Clive killed one god that created the universe. This nigga Dante beat multiple. This nigga beat the incarnation of demons itself and a bunch of other shit. He did crazy shit over the years. If I'm being honest with you, like, base form Dante probably could have kept up with Clive in his, like, lower version of his Ifrit form, you know? So, like, we gonna look at the comments after, like, this video. And if, like, I don't know. We just gonna look at them. We're gonna see.
KO! Okay, that was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point.
This was not an easy call to make. Dante and Clive matched each other so closely, it
They
was
really
hard
don't,
finding
though.
a
That's the
definitive
thing.
advantage either had. This is best explained through 3 categories, starting with stats.
Both Dante and Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats.
Mundus and Ultimalius could create universes at a whim, and Dante and Clive defeated them sans their own super forms. Dante and Clive could both consistently intercept lasers at faster-than-light speeds.
And Dante could always amp up with demon juice to briefly outspeed Clive anyway.
But Clive could match that by boosting his own speed and reflexes through precision dodge. Both were so beyond the pale that neither could definitively overpower the other.
Still,
Hey, even with them, like, giving them both their flowers, that's not even how it goes. Because Dante's stats still outskills him. I genuinely feel like he outskills him in every way.
their crazy powers, you'd think one of their abilities would break the deadlock.
Not so much. Dante and Clive could generally match each other blow for blow, be it to teleport, slow down time, flash freeze the other, block and absorb hits, etc.
And Dante could survive the intense flames of Ifrit. He's dealt with heat like that before.
Though Clive did not have a perfect match against Doppelganger, he did have more methods of manipulating time, both more reliable and abusable, in addition to defensive measures like Ifrit's barrier to fall back on to outlast powers like Doppelganger.
But their super forms evened out. Any edge Clive could get from, say, Limit Break or Ifrit Risen,
I'm not about to
Dante
keep
could
pausing.
match with Devil
It's
Trigger
just
or
not-
Sin Devil
it's just not
Trigger.
valid.
In the end, both have answers to most of each other's powers, making it still anyone's win.
Which
Once
is why
again,
it
that's
came
not
down
true.
to one major factor: endurance.
Like, I don't know how these niggas could say they got similar abilities, realistically speaking. After you seen all the abilities and shit that it said, not only like his arsenal, but the abilities he has himself, right? And all that shit that you said Dante had in the first half of the video. Then you're gonna just say that they have equal ones when you show Clive, whatever his name is, having far less than Dante. That's not true.
How long could these two keep at it?
While Dante's super forms could undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy.
The longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes, and abilities like Doppelganger, Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger burn through it even faster.
Clive's time in Ifrit Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer.
See, and they can't use that. Dante Devil Trigger may be above 6 minute time limit by Devil May Cry 5, but not Sin Devil Trigger, which only lasts. Okay, I ain't even worried about that shit in the top right. But, like, them using the video game as, like, a way to scale how long they could, like, last in the form or some shit like that. Nah. I'm sure Devil May Cry has, like, books or media where they're using it. You can't just use the game itself. Because the game obviously not about to let you stay in that form for long as hell when it's broken, you know. So you can't even use that logic. I'm not gonna lie for either of them, for Final Fantasy or Devil May Cry. So don't even think I'm just whining or something. I feel like using video game logic to determine how long a character could last in the form is not valid whatsoever. Because say for example, niggas like, oh yeah, I'll use video game deaths to determine how durable or strong this character is. Nigga, you could die to base level demons in Devil May Cry 6 and shit like that. So, like, you can't even, it just don't make sense.
Fighting for tens of minutes if necessary. But given how close this match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over.
I know what you're thinking. Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor's way better than Clive's. Clive can regen lost limbs, sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced to a puddle. Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks?
Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything. While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has been overcome in the past because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less demonic energy means a less potent healing factor.
Like when he got knocked out for a month straight by Urizen, only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place.
Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too, becoming even stronger from pure willpower, just like when he fought Ultimalius.
So, for as tough and persistent as Dante was,
And another thing is, like, I genuinely don't even believe with the shit that, like, Clive was doing early on in the fight. I feel like most of the fight, Dante wouldn't even need to use Devil Trigger until, like, Clive really got into his Ifrit form. So I don't know, they be bringing shit out early. I know they're just trying to show all the characters' abilities, but even then.
I was able to endure just that much.
Alright, let's see the comments. Let's see the comments on this. I was actually surprised that Clive won this one. I would have thought that Dante able to react at 11 times the speed of light versus Clive's 3 times would have been the deciding factor. Complete baloney. Dante is beyond infinite speed. He gaps hard. They literally explain that Clive can match that with his precision dodge. Niggas think precision, like, is precision dodge something within the Final Fantasy lore that, like, is just amps you up, or is it just something in the game that you could do? But realistically speaking though, how would a nigga that is only 5 times the speed of light, or like 3 times the speed of light, dodge someone 11 times that? That nigga's in the double digits +1. You know, so like, that don't even make sense. I'm not gonna lie. Like, even with precision dodge, how would you even be able to see this nigga coming, realistically speaking? Casually mentions Dante one-shotting superior universal threat, only to dismiss that it in the end comparison to feats, let alone the fight itself. Dante wins hands down, haha, great video. However, if we're going through the series from DMC 3 and up, you do not mention all of his style, Doppelganger, Trickster, Swordmaster, Quicksilver, Stops Time, /Lows Times, Royal Guard, this complete, evolved by DMC 5. Dante's stamina is pretty good. He fought Nightmare, Griffon, fought through a demon tree and all the demons there. He fought King Cerberus, fought Virgil for technically 1 to 2 hours, Nero, Ifrit. Oh, and by the way, this was after he napped for like a month. He literally fought for 24 hours or more. Not to mention his Dreadnought form can combine with his Devil Trigger. If you combine that with his Sin Devil Trigger, he's unstoppable at that point. Let's also mention Dante has ever only gotten close to being bested by his own bloodline. His new Sin Devil Trigger form is new, which means he attained new unknown abilities and powers. Both Virgil and him have gotten stronger. In addition, it's worth mentioning that if Dante attained the divine fruit and become a demon king, he'd also win too. LOL, it's a cute video, but Dante doesn't lose here. Right. So, I'm not gonna lie to you two. This video, the outcome is a bunch of baloney. But I feel like, low-key, I be feeling like death battles be rage baiting niggas with like the outcome sometimes. Cause like, they just want engagement. Cause no way they genuinely was cooking up in this studio, like seeing all this shit, and they're like, yeah, that nigga will win, you know? And someone even mentioned the alternative winning between Kratos and Ashura's Wrath, like, cause the battle was that close apparently. Like, even then, that wasn't even, like, Kratos versus Ashura's Wrath, nigga was not winning. Kratos was not losing to Ashura, I ain't gonna lie. Ashura was pretty busted though, but it wasn't that close at the same time. But yeah, I ain't got much else to say. I knew, like, I came in this video knowing what was right, and I'm not surprised at the bullshit that happened. So, yeah. Thank y'all boys and girls so much for watching though. It's been your boy Cal, aka Activism. And I will see y'all niggas in the next one. Remember, always bet on Cal. Have a good night, or morning, or afternoon. Peace.